Wow, that was pretty
That was
loud.
fucking great.
And yeah,
Really loud and quiet
This
at
is
the
your
same
favorite.
time. So, Backtrack is about everything.
yeah.
Does the name
Is
really
it?
mean anything, though, to you, other than Linux?
No.
No.
It doesn't matter. We can change it if we decide to, or we can keep it the same. I find that when you stick with the same name long enough, then it grows on you, and you're like, it's a good name. Because, U18Chan is a shitty name. But we need a name, and I was like, Submarine! Because we needed a new name, because we were hiding, and we were in stealth mode before. Like, in submarines, they go into stealth mode, they turn off, like, all their engines and everything.
Yeah.
So they can be hidden. And then we need a new name. I was like, I'll name it after my favorite submarine. And I did. And
You
then it got
did.
really popular, and everyone knew the name. So it was like, okay, that's it now.
I think it's time. I think it's time. Do
You think it's time?
I think
I
it's
think
time.
it's time.
It's prime time.
I've been waiting for you.
I'm just
Prime
nervous.
Of course you're Are you nervous sighted? Pinkie Pie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck it up.
Well, it's a fucking pre-recorded, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know.
If you fuck it up, we can just do it again.
We can just do it
And
again.
again, and again, and again!
Yeah, I know. It's not great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where are my fucking scissors?
Backtrack. Scissors.
I keep looking for my scissors.
You need to
and then I can't
backtrack to
them,
find
and
your
I get
scissors.
distracted and forget. And then I'm like,
That's what you need to do.
oh, what was it that I was doing before? And I look around and I can't find my scissors. And I was like, I was looking for my fucking scissors. I just had them.
Oh, I spilled
Well,
water
there's
on
a
me.
different pair of scissors over here.
Damn
so I
it.
guess it's
Oh,
fine.
I got this water on me and I don't
I
like
guess
it.
I'll use my auxiliary scissors. Oh, you got water on
Honey
you?
lemon. What? How can you have
Honey
a honey
lemon.
lemon? What, did they mix bees and lemons together?
No, it's a type of...
I know.
Wait,
but-
what?
Well, because
I was thinking of a honeydew melons, and I was like, wait, no, honey lemon?
yeah, like honey
Doesn't-
and lemon
Why would you combine a fruit
and a
known
bug.
to be sour with a sap known to be sweet?
I don't
When
know.
they just cancel each other out,
I was
they just
just-
have a tasteless
I was
effect.
kind of thinking like you could have like a bee that's like a part lemon, part honey, and it would like produce honey lemons.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's fucking stupid.
I know.
It's stupid. Why does the bee have to be part honey to produce honey lemons?
I don't know. It doesn't. I
The
just
being part honey has nothing to
no.
contribute
It's just
to
that
producing
I'm
lemons.
reducing it
They
to like
already make
baby
honey.
levels of intellect. Just babies. Boo boos.
That still doesn't explain where the lemons come from.
I don't know. The trees.
But you said it's the bees who have the.
Well, the bees and the trees are similar.
The bees and the trees are similar. Bee trees. Bee trees. Lord of the bee trees. Just imagine a bee made of trees, therefore giants.
Well. Wow.
Like in Lord of
This
the
is getting
Rings when you
awkward
see all
already.
the trees walking out, but it's a giant bee. And it walks because, I mean, it's made of trees. It obviously cannot fly.
This is
The
just
bee tree.
this is getting off track.
The bee tree.
this is just horrible.
Well, let us
Backtrack.
backtrack. See?
Perfect.
It's fine.
It's so perfect.
Perfect. But when are we going to start?
We're whatever. We already have.
We already started?
Yeah, we farted.
Okay. Welcome to Backtrack, everybody.
Yo, welcome to Backtrack. It sucks.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the worst.
Well, oh, thanks. Thanks a lot.
Welcome to when we go back to the things that didn't happen and we made them up.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. We're gonna. This is U18Chan related news. Also, any other news
It's
that we can use to fill time and that's
the used
interesting?
news.
Yeah. It's gonna be. We're hoping to maybe get like a news guy who's gonna have
a
like
news.
furry related news that is enjoyable to hear, but right now it's mostly shit that happened to me today.
There was nothing that happened today. I ate a
Okay.
hamburger and
You ate
showered.
a hamburger and showered.
How
That
was
was
that?
it. I had a sub at Subway. You know what I had?
No.
Steak and cheese, double meat, double toasted.
How do you have double toasted so it's like burnt?
They toasted twice and it's super crispy.
Ah.
Andrew taught me that. I had never even heard of double meat, double toasted. He was like, "Yeah, do it," and we did that because we used to do it all the time when they had. It was like Thursdays or something. It was like half off steak and cheese day. So you'd get the double one and it'd be the same price as the regular one because it's half off. They don't do it anymore though, so it sucks. I only get it once in a while.
All my toaster does
They
is
get
burn
double
toast.
toasted and it's like all
Sucks.
crispy and good. And I get with sweet onion sauce and lettuce and onions. And then I always think to myself, it's kind of retarded getting sweet onion sauce and I already have sweet onions on here.
Do you want to hear about my bullshit toaster that burns everything?
Your bullshit toaster that burns everything.
Okay, so I have this
Is
fucking
it-
toaster.
Wait, hang on.
No.
First, is this gonna be like the little toaster that could?
No, it was the little
Or
toaster
is
they
it-
couldn't.
The littlest toaster. That's what it's called. Did you ever see that movie?
Yeah, I did.
The littlest toaster.
Where they try to go to
How
Mars,
fucked up was that movie?
and then the air conditioning machine explodes. Those are two
The air
different movies.
conditioning machine was scary.
Fuck that air conditioner. So
Oh,
you
when
want to
I was a
have
little
fun,
kid
eh?
watching that, I was like, oh my god, this is horrifying.
You're just mad because the master never played with you. Well, explosion.
That sounds so dirty out of context.
Sounds like some weird like rape hentai.
Yeah.
Like
As opposed
master
to
slave
what other
hentai.
kind? Excuse me.
Okay, you're
I believe all hentai is rape.
We need to
hentai.
talk about the toaster that sucks.
We need to talk. Okay.
Okay, you know how your toaster has like different settings to how dark you want it? Well, this toaster has two settings. It has burnt and not enough.
Well, they just put in not enough twice.
Because it would be blacker than black.
Well, then put in burnt and pop it early.
So it has
Doesn't
like
that suck?
9.
When you're toasting something and you're impatient, you're like, I don't know, is it done yet? So you decide to pop it early, and you look at it, it's not done, and you're like, fuck, because now I have to stand here next to it and watch it, because it'll get burnt if I just wait for it to go on its own.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
If
about.
I had just left it, then you feel like a dumbass standing there waiting for your toast.
So I think there's like 9 settings in total, and if you go anything past 3, like even by a millimeter, it'll burn it. So I'm thinking, what the fuck is the point of all the other levels? And if you go anything past just below 3, it will fucking not be toasted. So it's in between this 3 range that you need to find the perfect toasting setting. There's nothing in between 3. It's just 3 and that's it.
Okay, well, you want to hear about an appliance I had? This is something that I'm pretty sure, like, my aunt gave it to me for Christmas or something, because she saw it on
course,
sale
of
somewhere and
course.
thought it'd be awesome. A hot dog toaster.
What?
Listen to me.
Hot dog
You put-
toaster?
It's got like these 2 holes that are like little cages that you put the hot dogs in, and then it's got 2 slots next to it that you put the buns in, and you push it down and it toasts your buns and cooks your dogs at the same time. Now here's
ridiculous.
the thing: it was a cheap fucking piece of plastic.
Yeah, it probably melted, didn't it?
It was so shitty. You could only put in the shitty little hot dogs. You can put in like juicy jumbos because they'd expand too much and be bursting out of the cage. And you had to take the cage out and rip the hot dog out in shreds with a fork. So you had to use the shitty little hot dogs. You know the ones I'm talking about,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
Where you're like, oh, hot dogs, and you see them and you're like, oh, I thought I was gonna have good food.
No, of course not.
They're not good.
Wow,
And
that sounds awful.
I used it a bunch anyway. And then one day, I was pressing the button and there's a... I'm trying to remember now. I think there's a button to, like, pop it early so that you don't have to just pull up on the thing because, you know, you're not supposed to do that on toasters because you can break them.
Mhm.
So it had, like, a button that you press. One day I pressed it and it broke off and fell inside.
What? Are you kidding me? You fucking with me? It just fell off comically
Yeah.
into the fucking abyss.
I pushed it. I didn't push extra hard or anything. I went, tick, and it fell off inside of it. And I looked in the hole, and I could see like a centimeter out from there. There's this chipboard with a little button. I stuck I stuck something in there like a toothpick or something, and pressed a little button, and it pops up. But I tried to shake the button out, but I could never get it out, which is lost forever inside there. So then I just, whenever I wanted to pop it early, I just unplug it. There you go.
Fuck's sake.
And then one day, my mom threw it out.
Good. She
I
knew.
was
She
like,
knew.
No.
She
Why'd
knew.
you throw it out? And she was like, it was gross. It was all like stained yellow around it from the heat. She's like, it's gross. You never use it. I was like, I just haven't felt like it lately. I was gonna use it one day.
Oh.
Mind you, this isn't recent or anything, okay? This is like
This is
6
years
years
ago.
Yeah. Oh man, I'd love to have a hot dog toaster.
You could
right
just
now.
have like a hot dog rotisserie. Those are good.
No.
Yeah.
If I had that, I'd have hot dogs on them all day. I would get so fat.
That's the
I could just be,
problem.
I'd just be eating day-old hot dogs all the time.
You know who
Like, I'd
makes the
eat one and
best
put
hot
a new
dogs?
one on.
Harvest. They make the best hot
Harvest?
dogs. Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
There's this really good like hot dog company that makes just
Oh,
packaged
really?
foods where I live, and it's called Harvest. You ever had a
It's called
Costco hot
Harvest?
dog?
Yeah.
It's like that.
It's like that.
It's good.
The Costco ones are kind of good, but here's the thing.
Yeah, but they're better than anything else.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's why they're kind of ruined for Andrew and I.
Why?
Well, one day, we were thinking what we were gonna make for dinner because we always have the same shit and it gets tiring. And then Andrew gets lazy, so he doesn't make his awesome shepherd's pie. Instead, he makes ground beef with stuff. So
Just like poop.
So,
Poop
so I had
mash.
this great idea one day, and I was like, I was really fucking like cocky about it, like all shitty, like the way I presented and everything, and like, and this was my idea, right? Homemade chili dogs.
No.
And this was the way we had like wraps, so we'd use a wrap, and then you could cook the Costco hot dogs, and then we could cook up the ground beef the way Andrew makes taco meat, because he makes this delicious spicy taco meat, and then put that in there, and then wrap it up and just eat it. And he was like, "Yeah, it's the greatest idea ever." So we made it.
And it was the
And there
worst
was
idea.
there was so much meat because those hot dogs are so big. Andrew made twice as much ground beef as he usually does.
Oh,
I have
God.
no idea why he did. There's so much, and I was eating it, and I couldn't even finish it. I could only eat like half of it, and I was so stunned. I felt so disgusting full of all this disgusting greasy hot dog meat because they've all been made in a fucking wok on the stove. The hot dogs are cooked in with the spicy ground beef that is really rich. There was a lot of fat and oil in it.
Oh, it sounds awful.
No, it was.
Sounds like a
And
bad
it was
time
so
for bad people.
spicy that it like burned all down your throat. And no amount of water could like help. And I ate like half of it and I had to throw the rest out. No, I put it in the fridge for later, like I was gonna eat it.
You
and
couldn't
we had
bear to let it go.
I had ground cheese on it, dude. I was like, oh, I'll just have to eat it later. Andrew ate all of it. Originally, I tried to bribe him to eat the rest of mine. He was like, no. Like, just like.
What did
like,
you
almost
bribe
out
him
of
with?
breath.
That's important.
I bribed him with the food. That was the bribe. It was like, you want to eat the rest of this?
No.
He was like, no. I was like, you're the one who wanted double meat. Okay, anyways.
Oh my god,
Here's
that's
the best
worst.
part. Now, later that night, and by later that night, I meant at about 4 in the morning, I hear Andrew burst out of his room, straight to the bathroom, and then immediately begin throwing up. Right? And I'm laying there with this big shitty grin on my face, like, Andrew's throwing up. He's probably having a really bad time. And I thought, wait, I ate the same thing as Andrew, and now I have to hear him throwing up. So I was laying there, and I was like, I can't think about throwing up, or maybe I'll start throwing up. What do I think about to not throw up? Ponies! Ponies! And I sit there, I'm like, what? like horrified, like, oh, smile, smile, smile. Like trying to remember the words of the songs. And Andrew's in there like, like he was in there for a long time. And then he'd go back in his room, and then he'd go back in, and then he'd throw up even more. And then he was going back and forth a bunch. I'm pretty sure he had the shits. Oh my god, the poos after that meal. Oh, and it sat in the fridge, my plate covered in plastic wrap for like 2 weeks. And Andrew kept saying, like, you should throw that out. And I'm like, I'm just waiting until you do it. That way, just burp. Good job. Burped in excitement. You swallowed too much air laughing.
No, I drank some water.
You were trying
and it
to
came
breathe,
up.
but you started sucking dick instead.
Hot dog story.
Yeah. So
You're trying to like
that's
remember the songs.
Recently, we were at Costco and we stopped and we got hot dogs, and we were eating them, and it was like, it's not that good. Like, I'm okay saying chili dog now, but up until like a week ago, just when I said it, then it made me feel disgusting.
The worst chili dogs in the
like,
world are from
just the word
7-Eleven.
made me feel nauseous.
They're gross.
I was like,
They have these machines at 7-Eleven.
So the last time we went,
You
we
get
just
chili
got the
dogs
pizza
from
there.
Pizza.
Yeah, you had the pizza there.
Yeah,
at
that's all
Costco?
right. I mean, I like the
Yeah,
hot dogs
it's pretty
though.
good. It's better than a
And
lot
fries.
of pizzas. But the thing is, Andrew thinks it's fucking amazing. He made it. He wanted to make a special trip just for us. Like, what do you want for lunch? And he's like, Costco pizza. So he drove us out to Costco, and we got Costco pizza. I mean, and he's like, "Isn't this amazing? This is like the best pizza ever." I'm like, Andrew, this is pretty good pizza. Like, it's better than a lot of the crappy pizzas that are out there, but it's not that amazing. Like, it's just pizza.
The worst pizza's Little Caesars.
Although I
By
do like how
far.
the options are cheese pizza and meat lovers.
There's
It's
only
like
two
either
options.
either none of the meat or all of the meat. There is no in
There
between.
is no, yeah. It's just like my toaster.
Yeah, it's just like your toast.
Yeah, that's the worst. Oh god, fuck that toaster.
So what's been going on with you?
I
Nothing.
Nothing.
You're just sitting around all day,
well-
feeling shitty. You know, I need to shower and eat. And then you go and shower and eat. And you're like, I still feel like shit.
That's because I drove a boat when I was a child, and I
You
never
drove
got
a
over
boat
it.
when you, it
Boat
traumatized you. the
Trauma boat.
driver. Trauma boat. Yes.
Wait, you ever
Well, I
had
guess it's a
7-Eleven
valid
hot dogs?
excuse.
They have chili dogs there, and they're gross.
No, I've never been
They're
to
gross.
7-Eleven.
Don't go-
Do they
don't
even
do it.
have them in Canada?
So yeah, well, okay, I
I
have the
thought they were only
7-Eleven.
in the U.S.
And it's like got these hot dogs, right? And you can add this chili stuff. So there's just this machine with the words chili and then the cheese, and you press the button,
like you
and it comes
dispense
out,
like a slushy.
and you're like, oh,
Oh,
and the cheese comes out, and you're just
does
like,
that mean you can just have as much as you want?
yeah,
though?
pretty much. The chili is not even like chili; it's just like
So
tomato
you
sauce
You can just get the little box that the chili dog goes in, and
with
just
vague chunks of
and
meat.
just overfill it with chili and cheese, and it's.
They
fine.
have like cheese
Well, I
whiz
guess you
that
have to
comes
go
out
up
of
to
a
the counter
dispenser.
to pay, right?
Well, you could just
So
run
then they-
away. You could just run away.
Yeah, you could just steal it. Exactly. That's. I'm saying you'd have to go up to the front and they'd be like, "Excuse me, you have way too much chili in your chili dog.
We're
Or have to
charging
pay
you extra chili.
Yeah.
Chili tax. Cheese tax.
I'm just imagining, like, you know how they got different buttons and they have to punch in codes for some stuff, but then they have buttons for the really common ones. They have a button that's for extra chili.
Oh, that's gross.
Like, because it's so common, they have a dedicated button. I'm always so fascinated with, like, the interfaces of, like, retail stores, because you never really get to see it, but it's like, how does it work? And then I worked at a retail store, and I
And
was
then-
like,
and then you're
oh,
like, no.
it works like fucking DOS.
It's shitty.
Yeah. It's like, oh, it's a system that they've just been adding to since the 1960s.
Apparently,
graphical
DOS
user
was just
interface.
around in the 1960s, just hanging around in the corner,
No, it's
like with a little
exaggerating for
suitcase
effect.
and a fucking hat, just wandering
Saying it's also
aimlessly.
old and bad. It's down all the time. It's slow. It's inaccurate.
Just like a
And
3.5-inch floppy disk with a hat and a briefcase that wanders.
Yeah, pretty
Fancy
much.
shoes until it
Yes.
met Bill Gates.
Exactly. Till it
Be
met
like,
Bill
I'll send you a
Gates.
deal here. You can develop Microsoft from me. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what
happens.
DOS sounds like.
Is it?
DOS sounds like that, and then they gave it an overhaul. Now it's a cool guy.
Speaking of Bill Gates, you know how there's that filter on UAT-chan that
Yeah,
filters Anta into Bill Gates?
Yeah.
I did not expect it to take as well as it did. I looked through threads and stuff, and people refer to him as Bill Gates, not using the word filter. Like they call him Gates for short, or they show like we have like HB filters to MS, and I've seen people posting with $$ and stuff. So they're actually like people are picking up on it. Oh, it's so cool. I didn't think
Yeah.
people would.
I picked up on
Because
it pretty quick.
initially people were just trying to get past the filters by putting stupid things in like zeros and crap.
Microsoft.
But now everyone just goes with it.
Microsoft has been banning people for no reason. Holy shit! Microsoft and Bill Gates together at last. Don't forget your MS. Your multiple sclerosis.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, that's what happens.
That's
Word filters
pretty
are
much
great.
what happens. Yeah, they're pretty good. I like adding really obnoxious ones, but then the other admins get pissed at me and remove it after like an hour. There's one where I word filtered the word art to porn. So no matter what, the artwork is like porn work, whatever, it goes. It was like, oh, that artist, that pornist. and I think it was either Mark or Amy who undid it in a matter of hours because they were like, it's breaking links. And I was like, it's worth it.
It is worth it.
It's fucking funny.
The word pornist is the best.
Because then when people are trying to talk about stuff all artsy, especially if it's something that's not even porn, they're just gonna say it anyway. I like adding
I
that
think
shit.
that's great. I think that's totally worth
And,
it.
and another one that I'm pretty sure someone removed. I word filtered black to nigger.
Why?
Because it's funny. So then people are talking about describing something, and they use the word nigger to describe how it looks. It's funny. We get it like, oh, it breaks links and stuff. It's like all the word filters break links if the filters are in the whatever.
Well, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, who
It's all in
cares?
good fun.
More word filters.
We need more word filters. I want my own custom CAPTCHA. That's what I want.
Your own what?
CAPTCHA.
CAPTCHA?
CAPTCHA.
And CAPTCHA?
Yeah.
We don't use CAPTCHA.
Sometimes we do.
No, we
Don't we?
don't. Ever.
No, I thought we
Never
did.
ever have we ever.
I thought we did.
No, I'm pretty sure we have in the past, but like way before you were here. And it was only temporarily because there were spam bots spamming us. so
No,
we had to
maybe
turn
I'm
it
talking
on.
about the wrong thing.
But we turned
You know
it
that
off
thing
as
that
soon
you
as they
use?
stopped.
You put in the password box and then you can says admin
Yeah,
website. I want my own
I
custom
knew-
ones.
I'm gonna
Oh,
be
cap
honest here.
codes. I'm an
I'm gonna
idiot.
be honest here. I knew what you were talking about.
You just wanted to fuck with me.
I wanted to fuck
You
with
asshole.
Yeah, you're talking about cap codes.
Confirmed NSA agent.
Yeah, you want your own cap code? You can add your own cap code.
Someone
It's
told
under
me
manage
no.
cap code.
No. I think it was. I'm not
I
gonna
don't.
tell you who
I
it
don't like
was.
when. I don't like. I don't like to encourage people doing it because I don't want a bunch of them all over the place.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't want them to be unique to different people because the problem is since it's the password and it's like just set, so like if you delete it, then it deletes it off of everything. So if someone has like a custom mod cap code and then they're like down the road they're not a mod anymore, then we have to leave their stupid custom cap code there forever to make all their mod posts relevant.
Forever.
Or just delete after all.
What would-
Yeah. Yeah, that kind of forever. Forever.
Never.
Yeah, and always.
That's how forever it is that it made
Is that what you're gonna
forever
do this whole time?
gas.
You're just gonna burp while... Are you turning
Yeah.
into Andrew?
I'm turning into John.
Andrew burps
Just
the
used
whole
to
time.
burp and cough.
It's like, Jesus Christ, Andrew, stop burping. Right, Andrew? Actually, he
Silence.
hasn't burped as much lately.
Silence.
Especially when I first met him. It was like a medical issue. I blame the pogos.
Don't blame the pogos. Pogos are gross.
Yeah.
They are pretty nasty.
I never really ever had pogos, but recently we were at Loblaws and they were on sale and it was a really good deal, so we got some. I've been eating them. I'm like, they sure are food.
They sure are. They're pretty, like,
They're
they're
the kind of
nasty
thing
after a
where
little
they're
while.
like Hot Pockets and stuff. Where you're like, I know this is bad for me, and yeah, if you eat a lot of them, it'd be pretty nasty. But once in a while, it's like, yeah, I'll have that pogo. I'll eat it. I didn't know how long it took in the microwave, so I put one in because I just had fried them in oil before.
Do you want a burnt stick?
So, yeah. So I put it in the microwave, and I didn't know how long to put it in for, so I put it in for 2 minutes. I took it out, it was blistering hot, and like the batter was like peeling off of it as the hot dog was exploding from the inside. So apparently that's too much.
It sounds like you
And
like
I did another
nuked
one
it or
at
something,
one.
literally.
I did it again at 1 minute, and it wasn't busting apart, but it was really puffy and really hot. So I guess it needs like 30 seconds. Like, holy shit. And it makes me worry because I'm like, what's in this?
Like what you described
How
basically
does it
to
heat
me
up so fast?
equivalents to someone who was in a nuclear disaster. Their batter
I
was
do
peeling
have a-
off. They're
I
puffing
do
up.
have a pretty rapey microwave, okay? It's fucking massive. My mom bought
Does
it
it
for
have
me 'cause-
muscles?
My mom bought it for me because it was on
Has it got like
sale.
one
I just
beefy
saw it.
arm?
And she was
for
like,
good
I
measure?
got you a microwave for your apartment. I was like, oh, thanks, Mom. And I saw it. It's so big. It's huge. It's
I'll just
really
draw a
heavy.
beefy arm on there for
Like
good
when
measure.
it's sitting on the counter, it doesn't seem like that much, but when you take it out, it's like even longer than it is wide.
It's too
I'm not
much.
good at weights, but it's very heavy.
It's just very heavy. It's like
and
dark
very
matter
big.
heavy.
And when you turn it on, it goes.
It's like a little nuclear
It is-
reactor.
It is very it hums away, and man, does it cook stuff good. I have to be careful when I defrost chicken in it because it often cooks the outside of the chicken. I have to cut the chicken up into little strips and do it. Oh no, maybe that's just a thing everyone should do with microwaving chicken. It's a heavy-duty microwave though. We also
Well-
have a crock pot that we have never used.
I hate crock pots. I think they're stupid. It's like just
Yeah.
like you didn't put any effort in. You just threw it in there and let it stew. Like a fucking some diarrhea in your toilet that you didn't
Well,
want
this
to
is what
flush.
happened. I was at Canadian Tire with my mom. She got me a bunch of stuff for my apartment, which I thought was really cool. And it was mostly because she felt bad. She bought my sister a bunch of stupid shit.
Like what?
Like normal. I don't know, fucking clothes or whatever.
Clothes.
Yeah.
Peasants.
Stupid. No, I mean like fancy clothes. That she
Fancy
barely wears.
clothes. Fancy
Yeah.
peasants.
Like clothes that are not worth that much money.
Walmart. Winners. If you go to Winners, you're a loser. Just saying.
Yeah, really.
Or Home Sense.
Anyway,
No
what
sense.
was I talking about?
You're talking about all the shit your mom bought you for your apartment.
Oh no, I was more specifically talking about the crock pot.
Oh yeah, the crock pot.
Yeah, because we were in Canadian Tire and I needed a meat thermometer, so I got one. Oh, there's a different story about the meat thermometer. It was so stupid and it kept showing weird gibberish on the screen. It didn't make any sense. And then one day it just wasn't working. I got mad at it, so I just left it in the meat for like an hour in the oven. And I got all melted and broken, and I just told Andrew it was gone. So I with the meat thermometer. But anyways, there was a crock pot, and it was on sale, and my mom was like, oh, you should get that, you can use it. I was like, yeah, that'd be the coolest thing. I can make things in it. So we got the
We
crock
never
pot.
used it ever.
And then, no, that's not the end of the story. After we got it, Andrew looked it up online and he found out that there was an even bigger one that's on sale for less. So we didn't open the box, and what I did is my mom gave me the receipt with it because she's really anal about receipts, and she's always like, "Here's the receipt in case." And I was like, "Yeah, I got a receipt." So we went to the
Receipt,
Canadian
get.
Tire near here.
Hold it up over
Yeah.
your head.
And we returned it.
That's what
and
you
then
do.
we used the money from returning it to buy an even bigger crock pot. That's like the same manufacturer and everything. It's just a larger size. And there was leftover money that went towards buying a kitchen cabinet. So we turned one crock pot into a bigger crock pot and a cabinet. And that was over a year ago. We still haven't used it.
Yep.
Need to use it
The
sometime.
cabinet pot.
The problem is I never buy ribs, which was a good thing to use it for, because I'm used to always seeing them and being like, oh, I can't buy those, I don't have a crock pot. So every time I see them, I do that. Yeah, I forget I have it. I should do something with that this weekend.
Ugh, I got that hiccups. What is this?
Just fill the crock pot with raw French fries and barbecue sauce and see what happens.
It will just be like a pot of poo.
Yeah,
Literally.
pretty much.
Don't do it.
Literally.
Don't
Not
do
even
it.
figuratively.
Not even figure. Like legit, it will turn brown.
Oh,
It
yeah.
will start foaming. Farts.
Are
What?
we gonna get to the news?
I mean, whatever you want.
The site news?
Sure.
We got our bullet points to get through.
Well, you can start going through them.
Okay, well, the first one.
The first one, as opposed to none of them.
The first one is that fucking J-Lo at his thread. So, let me tell you what I think about this. Have you seen it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, I'm gonna go out right now.
There's this artist that goes by the name J-Lo. Okay. And
Right.
she's got like all this stuff, and she's like Mexican, and she's made a lot of things, and there's a lot of people that are fans of it, and she's got like I think like comics with stories and crap. I don't know. I don't really know that much into it. Anyways, then there's this guy who shows up, and what he does is he traces it with vectors, and then he can easily change out faces and colors and stuff. And he started posting on the fur board, and he's got 2 threads now. He had one thread for edits where people would request stuff and they would post a request. It got so big that it took forever to load and to scroll down it. So now there's a second thread for it, and that one's starting to get pretty big, and it's still going fast. And I'm reading some of the stuff here, and it's like, oh my god, these edits. It's like people post a picture and they say, I want this picture, but I want it to be a different character. And it's like, well, why does it really matter? It's just like a recolor. Like, I don't know what's better. And they get really excited and happy about it. Whatever,
Original
I guess
fan
if that's your
character,
thing. If that's your
Shannick.
thing, then whatever. No, it's not like fan characters. It's like other characters.
Yeah, I know what
It's
you
like
mean.
swapping them out or like
It's
adding
equivalent.
dicks
It's
and
equivalent to that.
and then there's weird ones where it's like, can you make it so this is this character and pregnant and shit like that. It's like, what? What? I was going through, and you should see the people, the way they're talking to this guy and everything. It's like they're worshiping him like a god, right?
A god of the vectors.
Like making all these requests. They say like lots of pleas and everything, kind of like, you know, suck it up and be like, oh, thank you so much, and they appreciate it so much. And all he's doing is tracing them and changing out color palettes and stuff. Thanks, Andrew.
Andrew.
Made cooked apples with some kind of sauce. I hope it smells like apple pie. It's like apple pie apples. Cinnamon.
It's as opposed to non-apple pie apples. Okay, so what do you're still going on about this thread thing, right? No, continue.
Yeah, well, again, so exciting. He's just doing recolors basically, and swapping out heads and stuff. And it kind of makes you think, like, you know, there's all the people that are really talented at drawing stuff out there.
Mm-hmm.
And if they drew the stuff that people ask them to do, then they get really excited into it like this, and I'm not sure if it was this or somewhere else where I saw something similar, but there was something where they were putting up donations and people were donating and everything. It's like if they'll do that for a recolor, imagine what they do for just like a cool sketch. Like those Tumblr like comic blogs and stuff.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen those like that
couple
kind
of
of
them.
quality? All you have to do is that, and people are gonna fucking love it and hoard you. And like, look, he's doing recolors. And people are getting bored. What is it, Andrew? No, I'm eating my pie filling. It's good.
Andrew, you can just get
I
over
can
there
do both.
and just fart about it.
Like, whatever. But anyways, the main problem that I have with it is I'm sick of fucking seeing it.
Every day.
It's always at the top of the board. It's always the number one. Right at the top there. Fucking J-Lo edits. And whenever I'm like, oh, I just need to like test this thing, I just need to load up a random board, I click and it's like, look at the content J-Lo edits again.
Yeah.
There's actually another thread on Lounge where there's a guy who's doing a similar thing, but he's taking sexy fur pictures and turning the chicks into dudes.
Yeah, I think I've seen that.
Yeah.
Shut up, Andrew.
That's his whole thing.
Andrew, you ruined it.
So what do you think about that?
I don't know. Like,
You have anything to say?
I honestly don't know. I mean, it's kind of cool, but at the same time, I guess I see your point of being fucking ridiculous. This is all you ever see all day, every day. Just
Yeah.
this.
Well, it seems really weird. I mean, people like it and they like it, but I don't get it.
It's we're just getting something as a god because they can use vectors. I mean, I appreciate that this person's doing the effort, even though I'm not part of it. But I still don't. I really don't see why people would worship that person. I mean, but whatever, it doesn't matter.
Well, you're saying worship a lot. I was using that like that's not their words, it's mine. Okay.
Well, that's how you put it, and I'd say
Yeah.
that's probably how they would think of it. They love it so much.
It is. Yeah.
They're sucking
Well,
their
it just
dick.
makes you think like if people give that much appreciation to something as simple as that, why aren't
This is a
you know,
huge.
there's
This thread
always-
is
there's-
huge. It's so big.
There's always the huge story of like the fucking fur fag artists who can't make enough money doing their thing and trying to get popular.
Well, you
It's
have
like,
to get
if
a
you
real
just
job.
if you just do what people want you to, then you can get popular.
Or you could do that, yeah. But you know,
Yeah,
having an actual
you
job.
could be like the rest of us and get a real job and not try to draw pictures for
I
a
mean,
living.
you can do it
I
as
mean,
a
it'd be
hobby.
great if you
on the
could pull
side,
it-
though.
Yeah, it'd be great if you could pull it off, but I mean, it's not realistic. Don't make a big sob story. That's like if I was, I don't know, that's like if I was just sitting around fucking playing video games all day.
We
and
don't
wanted
expect to
get paid
make
for it.
fucking. We don't expect to be paid
Oh yeah,
for this.
people get that too. Yeah.
I don't expect to be paid to make music. Fucking. I don't complain
Yeah.
about it either.
Yeah.
Poop
And it's
dude.
hard because a lot of people are in bad financial trouble in general on the internet, so everyone's got a big sad story. But sometimes it's like, yeah, I get it, but fuck you. I still hate you. You can still be a shitty person and also have bad experience that I am sympathetic about.
Oh. One man.
And
One
you know
thread.
what? You know what that was?
One edit.
You want to know what that was?
Yes.
That was a segue. A segue into the next one.
A Segway. That's like a scooter that you ride on. when you're
No,
old.
the thing where it's like from one thing into another.
Yeah, I know what you're
It's a
talking about.
Tran- a
I know. I know what
transition.
it's supposed to be.
Anal leakage.
That's not a transition. That's just a problem.
Anal transition.
An analogum. I don't know. There's no
A-
word.
analog transition.
Analog.
Exactly. We
It's
need
not
more
digital.
analog transistors in our.
We need more 3D transistors. That's what we
Yeah,
need.
3D transistors. Exactly. Anyway, next thing I was gonna get into is on the ponies board. Trip to the basement.
Oh god, the basement.
Yeah, and it's okay. There's this artist who uses the name Kayla Na, who's had other names before, right? And she's been doing like fucking fur fag porn forever.
I know
Like
what you're thinking
years and
of.
years and years,
The thing
right?
I said before. Kayla
What
Nay.
thing?
Because it's a horse.
Kayla
Because it's
Nay. Like
horses.
there's a fucking shut up.
Okay,
She's had other
continue.
names before,
Continue.
but she changed them because she pissed so many people off with being a huge cunt and doing stupid shit and trying to like, those people are like, "Ah, I'm trolling you so good." It was pretty bad, and stuff with sketchy things with people saying they paid for stuff and didn't get it and blah 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 whatever. And basically what she does is she draws porn of whatever's popular at the time. So
Hmm.
her main thing used to be like Digimon, and it was whatever kind of Digimon people
Digimon.
wanted to see. And what she does is she makes these things and then makes them on CDs and then sells the CD.
Hmm.
So you pay like $5 or something. I think it's like $5, and you get a CD with 10 pictures on it.
That is a waste of a CD. 10 pictures.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought. Right? I thought I was the only one.
Why not
Like
just a
that's such
floppy
wa-
disk?
Like, why are
Just a
you putting
floppy
it on
disk of
CD?
bad
Why not
JPEGs.
just a download or something? Here's why not a download.
Why?
She does it because then otherwise her stuff gets leaked, and then she doesn't make enough money or whatever.
That
That's a
doesn't make
big
any
that
sense.
that that's her whole thing.
That doesn't make
Because then it
sense.
gets leaked right away. So she
Because
released it on CD, and what she does, she has some CDs that are only available at conventions if you go there. The last one that she did, that I know of, anyways, you can only get at the convention. Afterwards, she had leftover ones, so she auctioned off the leftover CDs. She
so
auctioned them off, like if she can't just make more. Like if fucking a pack of 60 CDs isn't $10, right?
so
So she auctioned them off. This is how much the first one she sold was, and she also didn't say how many she had left. She just said she had some left, and she'll sell all of them until they're gone. So she could just be
the
making more
obscurity
behind the scenes for
principle.
all
I
you
see
know.
how
Yeah,
how she's
but
going at
anyways,
this.
this is how much the first one sold for. Now, this is 10 pictures of Agumon
This is gonna be bad.
in
I can feel
sexual
my jimmies.
positions.
They're getting pre-rustled.
$300.
Oh, they're so rustled. They're dancing. They're jimmying around. The fucking lawnmower's flying away.
Right? I don't know what happened afterwards. I didn't keep up with it because it's too slow paced
Oh my
for me.
god,
But
that
was the
that
first
is
one.
not
And then
acceptable.
after selling the first one, she added that you'll also get one custom picture done that will be on the CD of whatever you want. So she's editing the CDs. So it's obviously not just things that are left over, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's just a big fucking money grab, in my
This
opinion.
this is really
It,
really
it's that
shitty.
it seems really sketchy. It's
It-
kind of
it's
on that
more than
line where
sketchy.
it's like, yeah,
It's
like
downright
you could try to
despicable.
justify it in a few ways, but it's too sketchy for that. That's pretty shitty.
Oh shit! Hey,
Yeah,
how are your
making it
jimmies
like,
doing?
and here's another problem. There are people who want to buy it, but they don't want to buy a fucking CD and have it mailed to their house, or they can't. They don't. They live with people that would see their
Or they like live
Agumon
in
porn CD show up.
they
or
live in
whatever,
like a
right?
weird country like Jack.
Yeah, or maybe they just don't want to go through the hassle of having to buy a CD, wait for it to get shipped to them, put it in their computer, and rip it onto their computer when it's a digital fucking file in the first place. It's not like a goddamn painting, right?
Right.
It was made on the computer, and then she's adding all these extra steps to move it physically to prevent piracy, which means it's
Which
limited.
she can't do.
not as many
She can
people
try
get
as
to
hard as
see
she
it.
want, but she's not going to prevent it. She's only delaying the inevitable, which is a stupid logical loop and like a little dance to try to convince yourself that you're doing
Yeah.
some good. You're not doing anything. Delaying the inevitable only means that it's going to happen later than sooner. It's better
Well, the
for it
thing
to happen
is, the
sooner.
thing is, she's got like 3 pony things out now. They're
Sure.
called like folios or whatever.
Folios.
The first one, which came out last year, which is Cupcake Corral, which is CD only, and you can't find it anywhere at all. You can't, because it was CD only, and the only people who would bother buying it on a CD are the people who are enthusiastic enough that they wouldn't want to leak it, right? That's basically the idea. Instead of selling it to, like, having more people you can sell it to, it's have less people, but ones that are more, like, fanatic about it.
I think she might be her
and
own
obviously
problem.
it's worked. But the thing is, it's worked in terms of not leaking it. But I'm sure she's not making very many sales. Now,
Right.
here's the. Since then, she released another one that was called My Little Slave, which it wasn't colored. It was just like a sketch one or whatever they call it. It's not sketch. It's done digitally, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like the outlines and stuff and like some shading in that, but it wasn't colored.
Yeah, you mean
And
I don't know what it's
like
called.
it was a lot like the Tumblr comics you see. I think it's actually she has a comic thing she does, and I think they're tied in on it or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, she released that and on CD like physical copies, and then after a while, I think digitally, or I think no, the CD was just leaked. And then there's a recent one that came out called Pillow Talk, and the day after it came out, it was leaked by someone who pirated it, right? And
Mm-hmm.
she's saying that it's someone who has a grudge against her, and said, and she put in quotation marks that he wanted to burn a hole in her wallet. So he's purposely like waiting and trying to like leak her stuff as soon as she can he can, right? Just to like
Hmm.
be an ass face. Now here's the big thing. It doesn't affect your sales all that much. The people who pirate stuff aren't people who are like, I'd buy it if I couldn't pirate it. You know, that's not what happens, right? It's just not. The kind of people who pirate it are the kind of people who would never pay for it
I
ever.
think that piracy
or
gives you
even
more
that they can't.
publicity.
Well, yeah, it does give you more publicity. More people know about it, and then more people will come to you. Hang on. I lost my train of thought.
Because Andrew was laughing about like
No,
watermelons
it
and
wasn't, for
grapes
sure. Yeah, watermelons and grapes all the time with that.
together. Grape melons.
Together at last.
Grellins.
Finally. What we've all wanted all along.
Should be a new Minecraft item. Grellins.
Yeah. So she's decided now. She even said that she's only gonna do CD releases now to prevent that.
Yeah,
prevent
well, that's
piracy,
not
right?
gonna help.
Which
though.
really cuts down on the amount of people who are gonna be able to buy and everything. Now, here's the big thing. A lot of people are making suggestions, like pretty smart ones, of other stuff to do, saying things like you could do pre-orders for the digital release. So then once she gets all the purchases she's gonna get, then she releases it, and then if it gets leaked, it gets leaked.
Yeah, that's very
But
smart.
she's already gotten the money. It's very smart, right? And also suggestions like if you're gonna have a digital version and a physical version, then what you do. And he was saying this as an example because I can't remember who it was, but someone else did it with their thing that was similar, where they shipped out the CDs and they didn't release the digital version until the CDs arrived, so everyone got them at like the same time. And they did the same thing where they took pre-orders for the digital ones. Then people have also mentioned that they can use this thing. It's called Offbeater. It's like Kickstarter, but it can be for anything,
Yeah.
including porn stuff. They were suggesting like, why doesn't she just do that? And then you raise the money beforehand, and then once you get all the money, then you just produce it. And she's made stuff before, so there's proof that you can do that.
Could we use that?
And so I don't know.
Potentially. Since
I
it's
have
not
no
like
idea.
Kickstarter.
We'd have to have people who cared first.
Yeah.
This is episode 1. Take it easy.
They will come. They will. They'll be here. Nah, who knows? What you were saying.
So anyway, the thing that I find really stupid here is someone was calling Kaylana stubborn. That she was just being stubborn about it.
Kinda.
And then people were making all these suggestions, and then she replies, and saying that she's not stubborn. And then like the next post she made, if I could find it, she says something like no, I'm not doing digital releases. I've made up my mind.
Oh, I see that one.
That was her response to like this guy's big like well thought out suggestion, and it's like you just said you're not being stubborn. That is exactly
And you just
what
proved
being
the
stubborn
point.
is. That is exactly what it is. What she's doing is just going back to this shitty way of doing things from like the fucking 90s, because it's easier than like trying something new or think. I hate that in people
Mm.
who can't solve their own fucking problems You can't think, oh, maybe I should just do something differently instead of doing the same shit all the time over and over again. I think she responded to someone that she might do the offbeater thing because it seems smart. It
Yeah,
is a
I just
smart.
read that.
It's the one thing that I've been saying for like years now. Me and Virtual Fox and a bunch of guys. Like, why don't artists just do that? Raise money ahead of time for it because there's lots of people who are really enthusiastic about that stuff, and there's lots of people that are willing to donate large amounts. So you'll get a lot of small amounts and a few large amounts, and it adds up, right? And then you can pay for it, and then you can release
Wait,
it,
is
and
Offbeater just for
everyone.
porn?
I don't know. I have no
Oh,
idea. I
Kickstarter
just
for
heard that
adult
it accepts
content.
it. Yeah.
Ugh, Offbeater.
but then you can release it afterwards. You've already made all the money for it, so you can release it, and then everyone can see it, and then people are gonna get like interested in it. You know, someone might see it posted somewhere because it's not fucking like super secret, copyrighted. You can't upload it anywhere. And someone will just see it and they'll think that's pretty cool, and they'll look it up, and then they might find your page, and then maybe they'll donate the next time. Maybe they won't, but you're increasing your numbers for sure. I mean, that's how it works.
Hmm.
People who blame piracy for poor sales are just fucking dumb
I mean,
because
if your content is
it
really worth
doesn't.
paying for,
Yeah, if
people
it's
are gonna
really
pay for
worth
it.
it, then people will. That's the big thing that gets down to. There are people that they think their stuff is worth more than it is, and it's. I'm not saying anyone specifically right now. I'm saying in general, you see it a lot. Where they're saying, "Oh, well, I spent hours and hours on this." It's like, so what? I spent fucking hours and hours making a stupid Minecraft video. You don't see anyone paying me to do it. I spent hours and hours at work to get paid. You know?
Right. I mean, it reminds me of the
It's like,
thing.
yeah, it sucks if you can't make money doing your hobby that you like, but that's life. You know? Get
It
over it.
reminds me of the thing that Penn and Teller were talking about last night on their bullshit series about self-esteem and how you can take what your actual worth is and then you can blow it up, but at the end of the day your actual worth is no more than what it is. And I really like
Yeah,
how they put it. You shouldn't
true.
inflate your self-esteem because it doesn't do you any good. And we
Yeah,
teach people to do this and it's just not healthy.
yeah.
Turns you
Well,
into
it's
kind of an
also not
asshole.
healthy to have no self esteem.
Well, you
It's
shouldn't
pretty
inflate
bad.
yourself though.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I remember seeing that
Realistic
episode.
expectations.
I've seen all of them. So, what do you think about all that?
I think that yeah, she's being a stubborn. She is being a stubborn, not being stubborn.
Yeah.
Being a stubborn. If she
And the
really
big
wanted
problem
to,
is, she's talking really nice and all sweet about everything, right?
but
And the
it's
thing
not.
is, it's like to people who just come in, it looks like she's just a nice person and they want to defend her. I can understand that, but then you see some people that are posting really nasty, vicious stuff, and it seems like really like where did that come from? But you realize those are just people who know who she really is,
Hmm.
right? So I don't. And I was actually thinking recently. I was sitting around. And I was like, is she still a cunt like that, or maybe she's like nine? Because I used to do stupid stuff too. It's like maybe she's actually just trying to not jerk people around anymore, and it's
Maybe,
fine. But then
maybe.
and then I started thinking a bit more about how we do the copyright thing because we don't have to remove everything, but we tend to if people ask nicely. And I noticed initially with her comics on here that they had been removed, and people were actually linking to them off-site on Imager and some other weird site because they weren't uploaded there. I was like, what the fuck? Why people shouldn't have to go off-site? It's a fucking image board. So I was looking into it to see what's going on, and I guess she had sent some request to have it taken down, and Marker had done it because she was asking nicely. And then I was thinking more about judge and stuff and how someone could seem really nice but not really be.
A mask.
And I thought, well, we need like a way to standardize how we deal with the copyright stuff more. So it's less about judgment and more about it's either this way or that way. Not playing. I don't want to seem like anyone's playing favorites or anything. Because I got kind of pissed at Marker for that thread because I was looking at it and it looks like just sucking the artist's dick. You just post it in there a bunch, and it's getting removed
I-
all the time. People are having to click the link. It's dumb.
I mean, my opinion on this whole thing, if she really wants to make money, she needs to start caring about the people who she's selling the stuff to. She needs to stop
Instead of
inconveniencing
treating
them.
everyone like criminals.
And she needs to release content that people actually want to pay for and stop complaining about people pirating. She's focusing too much on the negative aspects rather than trying to do something positive, which is my problem, but this isn't about me.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. She was mentioning that the person who's trying to leak the stuff is just like being petty about it or whatever. And then everyone's trying to give these suggestions about ways that she could make money better. And then I was posting, I was saying, I doubt this is about money. It seems more like a petty grudge match with some nobodies, because that's what it is, right?
Yes.
And when I'm saying that, I mean her petty grudge match, as in she's inconveniencing all these, like, literally hundreds of people who are big fans of her out there, right? She's inconveniencing all of them because of one or a couple of guys, right? And then she's posting saying, yeah, they're thinking I was saying that they're the petty ones, saying, yeah, it is, blah, blah, blah. We post again saying, he's not the one I was calling petty. He's like, who are you calling petty then? It's like, Jesus Christ.
Thick walls.
She's not that stupid. I know she's doing it on purpose. That's fucking plain innocent. That's what that is. Come on. No one is that stupid. No one is like, who are you talking about then? It's obvious who I'm talking about. If there's two people involved, I'm not talking about one of them, right?
Yeah, of course.
But it's like, who are you calling petty then? To be like all like
to be all coy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe,
I don't know.
Maybe it's.
To be fair, that's just something someone might do because they don't want to get in an argument or anything.
See, I don't pay attention to this stuff, so unless you told me, I don't know.
Oh, it's interesting.
So this is literally a fresh opinion.
When I'm sitting on the toilet taking a big shit, and I'm like, take out smartphone, let's see what's going on with U18 chat.
Absolutely everything, but nothing.
Yeah.
I find myself just not... I can't read some of these comments because it requires about 20 minutes of just continuous reading.
Oh, man, I love lurking. That's all I ever do.
I only look at the images.
So now I have my own image board.
And I take care of, requests if people want stuff taken down because it's in the wrong board or whatever. That's about it. Or, ban appeals if there's something written there at least. Like, I hate when you get a ban appeal and there's nothing there.
It's there's nothing written there. It's like rejected.
What am I supposed to do?
Like, if you're not gonna put a reason, and I hate when they put the email and it's like, you put your fucking contact information in, but you just left the box empty. What the hell? What, you think I'm just gonna email you and be like, hey, why do you want to be on bad?
I don't know, maybe. Did you do a bad thing? Hey there, son. Let me tell you about getting banned. Sometimes it's for the best.
The best are the ones where people are saying, like, they're really angry in them. And, like, like, all pissed off. Oh, this and that. And you read them, and you look at it, it's like, declined. Your one chance. You could have written something really nice. I wouldn't have even checked what the ban was. It would have been accepted. You could have said, I'm sorry, it won't happen again. But you had to be a big cockmonger about it, so now I'm upgrading you to a permanent ban.
I have Snickers. Accepted. I got these Butterfingers here if you want some. Accepted.
Actually, I'm kind of soft on the ban appeals. I try not to go to them that much because I usually accept them.
I don't like to deal
I'm like,
with them.
oh, he seems like a cool guy, accept. In general, I accept them so long as they acknowledge it, because usually people break the rules because they're not aware of them. And if they're like, sorry, I didn't know it was against the rules, I'll read them next time. It's like, accept. Okay.
That's the sound I make when I read bad comments and they don't compute. I go...
So
I have a Dina moment, and then I turn back into Tina when I read bad comments.
Dina isn't worth the trouble.
Pretty much. And it relates to just how it's not worth the trouble to fucking read this.
Yeah. Oh, I never got to mention the copyright policy that I decided we're gonna go with.
Oh, copyright.
Yeah, we're not gonna take down anything unless if it's a printed, published work that's still selling.
Hmm.
Because there are people and they make like the actual like properly published printed things, and it costs a lot of money to do that, and they usually like break even if even that, and they're just doing it because they want to have their stuff published. So it makes sense to not, if people are scanning it and uploading it, it could really hurt their sales in the beginning. So usually they only sell for a couple months or something like that, and they don't come up that often. So I figured, I mean, that's fair because they're spending money to do that. That's not them just sitting around drawing pictures all day. They're investing a lot in it, and it's
Fair. That's
complicated.
pretty
It's good,
fair.
and there's some value to it. And they usually don't mind. They usually say, can you just not like remove this until I finish, making my sales, so I can cover my costs. And they're always cool about it. The people actually publish their stuff are cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
They're cool
So I decided
guys.
that on the rule. So no matter how sad your story is, too bad. That's
Too bad,
that's
so
that.
sad. Talk to Ray the
We
boat
don't we
driver.
don't
He'll
have to
tell you how it
respect
is.
any copy like fetish porn that doesn't have any copyright restrictions or anything where our
I'm
servers
Ray the boat
hosted.
driver. I'm
So
gonna
it's
tell you
not
about
we're not
copyrights.
even legally obliged to or anything.
The crime boat's coming after you.
Oh, here's another thing about Kayla Nut. All of her stuff is copyright characters from other things. It's all illegal to sell. I'm pretty
Oh, that
sure.
is
I
a
don't
good
know if you
point.
could get it under parody, but I mean, like the only reason that they're selling so well is because they're based on popular characters that were already popularized by another company. That was their time and work and effort,
Hmm.
put into creating them, making them popular, and she's just, riding on the
That is
coattails
a
in that
fair
way.
point.
And I mean, that's what copyright is made to prevent, not from preventing you from showing your friends the porn that you bought like a fucking retard. It's for,
Do you
to,
want to see my
it's to prevent
birth
people from
connection?
making money off of your work. That's the whole point of it.
I have one of these ponies on my computer.
And
Would you
that's
want to
kind of
take a
what's
look?
happening there. I'm not, well, I know that I'm not quite sure how parody works because I know there's lots of like porno parodies of movies and stuff like that, but I'm pretty sure like this isn't even a parody. This is just those characters. I mean, in the end, I'm sure it would never really go to court because Hasbro wouldn't even want to be affiliated in any way with that kind of
Yeah,
crap.
that'd be pretty
It'd be bad
nasty
for them, yeah.
and
But
sticky and gross.
but the point still remains, being all like copyright this and copyright that, and a lot of artists, you look at their stuff and they use copyright characters all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like the same shit. Even that, what was it, the Jaleo or whatever, that stupid guy who was selling his art pack for 20 euros?
Yeah, yeah. I
Remember
don't.
that
I
one?
barely even remember, but yeah, that's what I was trying to
Uh,
remember
it
about.
was like the same
I
shit.
couldn't read it because I was just my brain said, "Hey, you see this?
Oh,
Don't
so
look at it.
dumb.
Just
He was
go
basically
away."
selling everything he had ever drawn from the past 7 years.
Yeah, that's
That he had on
what
his
it
computer.
was.
That's what it was. Just all the stupid shit. And I'm looking at the thumbnails, and then there's that crayon Sonic drawing
Oh God,
of those
I love
copyrighted
that
Sega
part.
characters
It's the
with the Sega
best.
background, not even a parody or anything. There's another one that seems to be some kind of CGI rendering of two brand name sports cars. It's like you can't sell this shit. That's illegal. That's that's profiting off of someone else's work. You're profiting off of Sega's characters. You probably didn't draw those cars. Even if you did, you're profiting off of their designs because they copyright like even the appearance of the fucking car and shit. When it comes to those big, fancy, expensive ones,
Oh,
you know. So it's like people don't they abuse copyright so much that it doesn't even mean what it originally meant anymore. It's ridiculous.
oh man,
Like holy fuck.
I know. I know.
Digital stuff doesn't have value because it doesn't cost any. Like you just click a few buttons and you can have 100 duplicates. It doesn't cost anything.
Yeah, there's no
You
resources
know
involved. There's
exactly.
very
When you go in like back before the internet, when you went and bought a CD in a CD store, it cost money because they had to manufacture those CDs. Like after making all the music and everything, they had to manufacture the CDs and print them on the CDs, and then get them in the cases and get them shipped to stores and sold, and all that had to be done through a publisher, and that's why you're paying money. There's a lot of value to
Yeah, they
that.
have to make a
But
master
when it's
disc.
online and you can just make it and upload it and then send it somewhere, there's barely any value to that at all, because especially if you're using a free service to upload it. So then people are getting upset. Oh yeah, I need more money for this and that. It's like, well, you're not doing anything. And the worst is stuff like fucking EA with their online store and Microsoft with theirs, where the games are full price, like $60 online, and that doesn't make any sense. It should be like Steam, where it's like $40 or something at least, because when it's online, you're not paying to have the disc printed and packaged and shipped and distributed. You know, it's just being downloaded. There's not that overhead, so it's all just extra money for them. Greedy fucking bastards. They don't sell the games at prices where it's like
Reasonable.
they don't base the price off of the value or the cost it makes them to produce it. They base the prices off of the average income. That's how they price everything. Like all companies, they price everything by average income. Not even by the value of the fucking thing. It's just how much people will pay for it.
Strange.
Fucking ridiculous. That's why you'll go places where, people have more money, but things are more expensive.
Speaking of video games, they got the
So it's
fucking
like the same
you know,
shit.
that fucking thing from Spyro the Dragon, like I don't know what level it is, but it's stuck in my head. It won't shut the fuck up. It's like
I don't know. I only played Spyro at other people's houses. And I
Spyro's the
didn't
best
play it
game.
that much.
I love that fucking game.
Yeah,
It's a great game.
I had fun when I played it.
Remember when we were playing it on the stream and you're like, just go! And I'm like, it's not that
Yeah.
easy. It's hard.
Well, it is that easy.
It gets hard later.
No, it gets easier as you go.
No, it gets harder.
It
Nasty
gets
Gnorg.
easier.
Fucking Nasty Gnorg. He's a dickhead.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Fuck him in his
So-
face.
We've only got one bullet point in site news left.
Fuck site news. But let's talk about it anyway. It's the worst one. Of course it is.
Yeah, it's the fucking Microsoft one.
Oh, fuck Microsoft.
Fucking Bill
Okay,
Gates.
whatever. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about
Yeah.
MS.
Well, recently, Microsoft has started watermarking their pictures in a new way where it seems to be these little pixels that it clutters up in the top right hand corner. That's basically something where a program can detect it and read the username of the account that saved it, so that Bill Gates can ban subscribers
Mm-hmm.
for leaking stuff to try to prevent leakage in his epic and very expensive war on piracy.
Which will never work.
Yeah, that he's still always losing. But do you know most of the people who pirate Hardblush stuff do it in spite? Like all the big providers and stuff, they just do it in spite. That's the only reason VirtualFox does it.
Yeah.
He doesn't do it anymore. He's kind of gotten out of that, but he used to be like one of the biggest guys doing it, and it was just out of spite. He was uploading it everywhere.
I can understand because
And it's because he's being such a fucking asshole about it. But I mean, we've already kind of talked about the whole copyright picture stuff. So
well, we can always
don't have to
say
get it
that Bill Gates is a
into that.
dick.
yeah, for sure. But here's the thing about this stupid thing in the corner. This is what I was saying, and I still stand by it. Why can't you just paste a little picture of a smiley face in the corner that just covers those pixels, and then you're done, and it can't be read? Like, can't you just do that?
You could. You could just potentially
Because
hit the
I
blur
mentioned
tool
that,
and
and
then
there were
just
people
blur
saying,
it out.
"Oh, you can't do that. There's still data in the image." It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, the data has been changed because I changed the pixels, and it's not something that's saved in the image like how you can put text in a JPEG. It's not that. But anyways, it's pretty dumb.
It's pretty dumb, and
I'm trying to think how to word this. I was told that I'm not supposed to make it public yet, so we might just have to cut this part out.
maybe.
But Ro has already cracked it.
Yeah, good.
So, and this is the way it works.
Yeah, he told me about it. It was hype.
I know I told you about it, but
He
now
told
we're,
me about it too. I was happy. I had a party. Farty.
I know, but I'm not saying it for you right now.
A farty. I know, but I want to have
Shut
a
up,
farty.
partner. uh, well, it uses the hex codes and like an offset between them and the key, and the key is like the line of pixels to the far right on it. So basically, the key for the cipher is right next to the cipher on the image.
Wow.
So all you need is the image to decode it. You don't need
that's
something
pretty stupid.
special that only the server has. I mean, it's a bit more technical than that, but that's like the basics of it. You had to do some stuff.
That's
there.
like leaving an encoded message with the book to decode it right next to it.
Yeah,
essentially.
I think he's got it fully figured out now. The last time I talked to him, he said that he's pretty sure he's got it figured out and he can reverse engineer it to say, fuck you, Bill Gates. So that's pretty cool. I'm sure that'll come out, and then I'm sure someone will get a subscription, save a ton of images, and get them all fixed, and then release it, and then maybe Bill Gates will come out with some new idea.
Probably
or maybe
not.
we'll move it to the bottom right-hand corner. That's what a lot of people are speculating. That's why Roe didn't want everyone to know that he figured it out right away, in case they heard about it and then changed it. Just first wait until they get some images and then know about it. You know, it makes sense. Kind of over paranoid, but makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what's going on with that bullshit.
That's a bunch of tits in a barrel floating around.
So fucking retarded. I love how, like, as soon as that watermark thing popped up, you see all these people are discussing here trying to figure out a way. Like, it's a challenge. It's a puzzle to them. I know because Marker is one of them. He's not even interested in the pictures or anything. He just likes trying to decipher.
No, it's his excuse. His porn excuse.
No, he's Asian. That's actually what they like. He's like, oh, mathematical puzzle. He's not Japanese. He doesn't sound anything like
magical
that.
A puzzle.
He actually has
you.
a British accent because he lived in England for a while. So he speaks English with a British accent.
Well, that's
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's pointless for Bill Gates to kind of try to stop piracy because we all know it doesn't work.
Well, he's wasting all this effort and money on it too.
He'd be a lot more better off if he would stop fucking with his customers, stop fucking with everybody else, and just let them do what they want.
Copyright takedown services that cost money. That cost like $200 for them to get something taken down, and they're all scams because if you look up stuff on them, they can't really do anything. What they do is they just send threats, but they can't actually do anything. So they just make it look official, and usually that works for most people. But if it doesn't, then you don't get a refund. So he's spending hundreds of dollars on this problem.
Yeah, it's kind of silly.
That's supposedly losing him money. And how many subscribers does he have? How much is it a month? It's probably way too much. But like, how can it even be worth that amount of money? This problem.
It's
like
not.
How many? Yeah, like these people aren't going to suddenly turn around and buy it. You know, a lot of people aren't buying it because they can't afford it, or because they don't trust the method to purchase it through. You have to like basically give them your credit card to buy it.
I mean, if you fuck with your customer, you're destroying your business.
Yeah,
essentially.
You get treated like a criminal. That's what someone was saying in the thread there. I think it was Rick227. He was saying you're not alone in that line of thinking if the art is worth an artist. Saying about the whole monthly paying for unreliable service and being treated like a criminal with all the banning is complete and utter bullshit.
It is.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Ugh.
It's so stupid. I was talking in the chat recently to Kid, and I was saying how, almost makes me want to buy a subscription just to like leak everything for someone, like, because I've done that before with Sexy for like years ago, where I got like a 1 month subscription and gave it to some of the guys who dump stuff all the time. I was like, go nuts. But the only flaw in the plan is then I would have to give him money. And I will never ever do that. So plan instantly aborted.
Yeah. It happens.
Not worth it at all.
Nope.
I still think the big thing that these artists should do is just, raise the money beforehand to have it produced. Have people donate. And then release it, like, for free for everyone. And it'll work. You'd be surprised, especially in the furry fandom, the amount of people with disposable income to donate. There's a lot.
It's a little scary, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Because there's so many people, there's a huge amount that don't have any money at all or won't pay for it, but there's just such big numbers that the number of people are generous enough, it works.
It adds up.
That's how things are. People always try, like, when they talk about piracy, they're trying to, like, cut down the percentage of pirates. And it's like, no, just increase your total audience. Then if the percentage of piracy is the same, it doesn't matter because your percentage of, like, actual sales is increased. There's always going to be, like, that piracy buffer or whatever. That's fine. It was going to happen.
It's always going to happen.
You can try to prevent it, and then it's just going to cost you more time and effort and possibly money.
It's going to make your butt hurt.
Yeah, exactly. It ain't worth it.
No. So is that the end of that?
Yeah, that's the end of site news, I guess. Those three bullet points.
Longest fucking...
Well, that's good. I was worried it was going to be kind of short because I only had 3 bullet points.
Oh, whatever. What's this next one? What is this?
Oh, okay. So this was about earlier today when I was in the kitchen and I looked out the window and I saw there was a hot air balloon floating over the city very low nearby, and it said CTV on the side. And I was looking at it and I was thinking, like, is that supposed to make me want to watch CTV? Because it fucking doesn't. And I started thinking, I've thought about this before, like, all my life, with those hot air balloons that they float around. They'll say, like, a real estate company's name on it or something like that. And it's like, do you really think that's going to work? When I see a hot air balloon with a company's name on it, I look at it, I'm like, that's cool, I guess. That's a very inefficient mode of transportation. Right?
Airships are worst ships.
Because it is. Fucking hot air balloon. And I always just think about, like, that must be some guy's hobby. And he's just using the advertising thing as an excuse. There's no way that works. It's a fucking advertisement. Anyways, I was looking at it, and then I saw in the distance there was this other thing. I don't know what it was. I was thinking maybe, like, is it another balloon? But it seemed to be really far away, and it was just like this little grayish circle. So I decided it was a UFO.
Just decided it.
Well, this is the thing. It never moved. I stood in the kitchen for maybe 10 or 15 minutes just waiting to see if it was moving or getting closer. It didn't move. It was just the hot air balloon was moving. This little gray thing was in there. I couldn't even tell if it was round or just far away. I'm sure it was a hot air balloon really far away, but I was thinking it'd be way cooler if I just believed it was a UFO. Right?
Just way cooler. Just
you ever thought about that?
No.
Like, wouldn't it be cool to just be, like, fucking crazy retarded about one thing?
Well,
just have that one thing.
Maybe.
Like the guy who believes in ghosts. It was wonderful, Andrew. Are you enjoying your apples?
Apple.
You know, where's a good place to get apples?
Apple in your vending machine.
Appaloosa.
I was gonna say that, but then I didn't. So that's that. So okay,
that's what that was. Well, it's news because it's new.
It's
just
new to you.
Earlier today.
So you tried to walk your cat. Tell me about that.
Well, I decided because he's like an indoor cat and he's like at home
again.
all
You just
bored
decided.
All the time. Yeah. Well, I figured, like, he probably gets all cooped up and everything. I was reading that it can help with some indoor cats that get stressed out and scared to, like, go outside for a walk, but only if they're neutered. If they're not, then it's not a good idea. He doesn't have any balls anymore, so that's fine. So
they're just gone.
lately,
They
he was acting
they
really,
rolled away.
he was acting really sketched out for no reason lately, and like hissing when I tried to touch him randomly sometimes and all the time, doing really weird stuff like that. And I was like, "What's wrong, buddy? What's going on?" And I figure, well, maybe he just needs to get out or something. Maybe that'll help. So I got him like this little stupid cat harness. You know, it's like because you can't put like a collar on them
Yeah.
that's tight. That doesn't work. So it's like the thing that goes through their stupid little legs. Oh my gosh, it's a pain in the ass
To get it
get
on.
that dumb thing on. Yeah, I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Seamus. I'm hating this almost as much as you are right now. And anyways, I got that, and he was still being an asshole even when I was trying to put it on. So I ended up getting like this
Just
stuff. It's like
smoking
a
cigars and drinking
cat.
whiskey.
Yeah, it's like
I
this
don't want to go for the
cat
walk.
pheromone spray that's supposed to make him calm down. I have no idea if it actually worked or not, but I used it yesterday and today. And today, I got him into his stupid little harness where he's holding on to him and sticking his little paws. I had to like put it on once and take it off and then get it on again to make it work. So I let him have a little break because he hated it. And I got his harness on. He's just sitting there with his tail all wrapped up close to him, all pathetic on the floor. It's like, Jesus Christ, it's just a harness. Like, and the thing is, he doesn't like chew at it or try to rip it off or jerk around weird. He just walks all normal with it, and it's pretty loose on him and everything too. I didn't even tighten it up or anything, and he's all fucking pathetic about it. And I put the leash thing on there. He's just laying there. I'm like, don't make me fucking drag you, cat. And he's always trying to get out of the door to my apartment into the hallway. Right? He loves it there. I remember this one time I was taking the garbage out because there's like a garbage chute in the building, so I just walked down the hall. And I was throwing it out, and I turned around, and Andrew's got his head poking out from the side, like, you know, in the cartoons, and the head pokes out, like,
Yeah.
like that, and he's saying something to me. And then suddenly, I see below him, the fucking cat's head pokes out. Exact same thing. It was so fucking funny at the moment. Ever since then, he's wanted to get out so bad. He's always by the door when I'm going in and out and shit. So I opened the door and I figured maybe he'll just go out then, and then he couldn't learn. Harness is a good thing. He gets to go out when he has it, and he just fucking sits there. And he's all timid and scared. He won't move. I'm trying to lure him over and put treats down. He'll go eat the treat. He'll go and walk back. And I'm like, this is what you always wanted. And then finally I managed to get him out of it. And then someone else down the hall, they went to go throw their garbage out. When they opened their door, you could hear their cat yowling. So then Seamus ran right back inside, like the fucking ballless bastard he is.
I don't like it out here. Oh.
And he's like, Jesus Christ, cat. And he wouldn't get there. So finally what I ended up doing was I waited a bit so he could kind of get used to the harness in the apartment. And then I picked him up and I
throw him
walked
outside.
outside and I started going down the stairs. I didn't want to go in the elevator, right? There are people with dogs here and shit. And the last thing I need is a scared cat in my arms with like claws and pee everywhere. If a dog like starts barking or something. Even though I don't think it'd be an issue. The dogs in my building are all really well behaved because they have to be, unlike people who have yards where they can
Or
just
they'll
abandon
just
their
get
dogs in.
They'll just
And
get
they're
the
always really
eggs.
good, and they don't jump up on people or bark or anything. They're cool.
I
with
just
the
imagine like the
elevator. It's pretty
one
neat.
dog in your apartment is like just this big fucking flappy face dog, like one of
Flappy
those
face
dogs
dog.
that like have like these
Yeah.
big fucking
There is
wrinkles.
one of those.
Oh.
Her owner is owner.
Just looks depressed.
No, she reeks of weed, and she puts perfume on to cover up, but it doesn't work. And then the elevator reeks of weed when she leaves. Yeah, it's like we know you're smoking dope when you're walking your dog, okay?
Weed dog. The dog's her
Uh,
supplier.
She's like a middle-aged woman.
He grows
uh,
it in a secret location. That's why
Yeah.
she needs to walk the dog.
So anyways, I ended up picking him up, and I walked down the hallway, and I started going down the stairs a bit. I'm on the 8th floor, right?
Oh,
And the
fuck.
stairs are set up so it's like 16 flights of stairs because it's like half and half. So I decided, well, just hold him and I'll walk down a little bit and I'll see how things go. And I was walking a bit and I figured, and he's hearing weird sounds from the other floors and shit, and his head's moving around. And I'm thinking, well, I don't know if he's scared and he doesn't want to go down or not. So I decided to put him near the ground, and when he wants to get out, then I'll just walk away. So he walked out my arms, and then we went down 2 flights of stairs very slowly, spent a lot of time just standing around. And then we went up the stairs again. And then we very slowly continued up the stairs, stopping briefly to go back down them one more time. we never got past like the sixth floor,
For
right?
God's sakes.
But I was like, well, it's the first time, right? He's fucking scary. He's never been outside of like my apartment and the apartment he was born and raised in as a kitten. Well, it's most of his kitten life, whatever.
Kitten life.
For the first 6 months or whatever time it is. 6 months, yeah. So anyway, I was like, okay, well, that's good enough for now. I got him to come back up, and he'd walk back in and everything. And then he still got, like, you could tell he was kind of enjoying himself and everything. Oh, and also the best part from the stairwell, I could clearly hear Andrew dropping shit as he tried to make dinner. Like, it was really loud and clear and, like, echoed in the stairwell. Because our apartment is, like, right against the stairwell, so it shares a wall with it, I guess.
So when you're like
It's
yelling
pretty
at
funny.
Andrew and me, everyone
No.
can hear it.
No.
You
No,
could only hope.
not really. That was just from the kitchen at the one end there. And the sound leaks in my apartment into the hallway, but not across it. So, like, if you're in the hall, you can hear, like, the neighbors if they have the TV loud, but the second you close your door, it's just silence. It's really creepy because I can hear whatever's going on in the apartment above mine extremely clearly right in front of my door, but the second you cross the threshold, it goes silent. You don't even have to close the door behind you. It's so weird. Because
You go into
I
another
remember when I
dimension.
first moved here, I'd be going and like unlocking the door, and then I'd be like, "Oh, Andrew must be watching TV." And I go in and close the door, and then it'd be silent, and Andrew's not even home. And I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
I opened the door, and I was going back and forth.
Another
like-
dimensions, man.
yeah.
It's the portal
It's
to your
pretty fucking
apartment.
Crazy. Yeah, it's pretty well soundproof. The other cat came back there, and I took his little harness off, and then suddenly his tail flies up, and he's showing his asshole off again. It's like, seriously, you're still upset about the harness? That's what was still bugging you the whole time.
I would have just like took him by the harness,
Well,
you
it
know, the
was-
leash,
it
and just
was-
lifted him up really
No, I didn't want
slowly.
to be an ass. I didn't want to make it a fucking bad experience for him. I'm
Just lift him
hoping-
up through the door.
I think next time we might actually be able to make it outside.
No.
Because my apartment building has a little strip at the back of it where like my
Just get a
balcony is
very long
facing.
string
That's like
and
a
just
little
lower him
part.
down to the ground.
Yeah, just lower him down the 8 floors from the balcony. And he's always looking out the window there, so I'm wondering, like, if I bring him down there, is he gonna recognize this stuff from close up and be like, "Holy shit, this is what I always looked at," or is he gonna be like, "I'm scared, I want to get back inside"?
Probably the latter. He's gonna
Yeah.
be scared,
And the thing
fantastically
is,
frightened.
he's normally such a fucking like
Scared-sighted.
shithead, like I'm the best all the time, and suddenly he's all scared as shit. Little
Yeah,
asshole.
yeah. Cat
So yeah,
sucks.
that's that.
Your cat sucks.
My cat's awesome.
Oh, whatever.
Don't talk about the wee baby Seamus like that.
Did I
The
did I
wee
name
baby
your cat
Seamus.
or did I don't
no,
know?
you
We
didn't. I
agreed.
named my cat.
We
I named
agreed
my
on
own
it.
fucking pets.
We called it Seamus. I said, hey, what about
I
Seamus? And then
No,
you named
maybe
it.
you did.
I did.
Yeah.
I was like, name it
I
Seamus.
completely forgot. And
The
I
wee
still
baby
don't remember.
Seamus.
But I'm just gonna trust you.
It's a trust issue. A
Well, I
trissue.
remember that I thought of it because what the people who owned his parents called him was Baby George because his dad was
Baby
called
George.
George, and he had
What
the
a
same
creative
pattern.
name. What a creative
Yeah,
name.
Baby George. And I was thinking, I was trying to think of something. I was like, I need to think of a good name. Something better than Baby
A name
George.
that
and
doesn't
I,
suck.
And then I was thinking of baby, so I was like, the wee baby Seamus.
Yeah.
So I came up with it.
But we came up with it
You
together.
liar face.
No, we came up with it together on TeamSpeak.
I
when you
was
first
in the
got
car.
your cat.
No.
You were like, "What is this a good name?
Maybe.
Is that a good name?" And then we like
No.
agreed. We agreed on it.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I thought of it beforehand.
Probably. I don't know.
in the
It's not. It
car.
doesn't matter.
I just
This is
asked you.
cat talk.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it was like
Don't have a
most
cat.
of those sorts of questions I asked where I asked people's opinions, but I've already made up my mind regardless. They'll be like, I don't think you should do that. I'll be like, too bad, I already fucking did.
Oh,
Just asking people for no reason. I'm sorry. I don't mean to.
I'm so annoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now that we've gotten through the 5 bullet points I pre-prepared, let's go with the one you came up with just before we started.
Yeah,
How about that?
Read it. Read it in the most ridiculous voice you can.
Oh, read it. The bullshit piano. fucking Craigslist.
Just fucking Craig's. Oh,
I had to say it with a different emphasis because it was in quotation marks.
fucking
Why is it in
Craig's.
quotation?
Because I wanted to emphasize the fucking Craig's. Just
Well,
how
it's
shitty
your
it is.
story, and I've been doing most of the talking,
Oh my
so
God.
here's your turn.
Craigslist is a place of just pain. Let me
Is
tell you
it?
about Craigslist.
Anal pain?
Yeah, anal pain.
Rape?
When you go to
see.
Craigslist, you're gonna have a bad time.
You're
because
gonna get
every
raped.
time you buy something from Craigslist, you just risk making the worst decision ever and
Well,
wasting all your
here's
money.
the thing. Andrew bought this weight set on Craigslist. It's really good. He got it for $45, and it's like a bench press and free weights and this spring thing that you bend, this cord thing that you stretch, and it comes with a poster that shows all the different exercises you can do with it, and it folds out and crap. He got it off some old dude, and it was his son's, but his son
was
had
so
moved
old.
out for a long time. So it was like, you could tell that it was old equipment and it's not modern stuff.
I mean,
like,
you can find stuff
like by
on
the
there,
picture
but
on the poster, he's like the fucking Aryan master race guy on there. Shit. It looked like it was from the 60s or something. But it works well. Oh, and it's got a medicine ball too.
I don't
It
know.
was for $45, and the guy delivered it. $45. That was a pretty good experience. I was surprised he didn't get raped, to be honest.
Are you? Because Andrew
Yeah.
often goes through many rapes in a single day.
Yeah. So let's get back to your Craigslist
I
experience.
fucking hate Craigslist forever.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Is that it? That's the whole thing.
No, I bought this fucking piano and I just shouldn't have done it. I fucked up. And it's like I thought I could fix it up because it was cheap and it's just all like messed up and it doesn't work right and the keys
Yeah.
squeak and I hate
I
it.
find
And
with
I'm
a
gonna
lot of
sell it to
things
someone else so they can have that problem.
on Craigslist.
Yeah.
I find that with a lot of stuff. Sometimes it's worth spending a bit extra money investing in a better product than a crappy one
Yeah,
and
but
trying to improve
Pianos
on
are
it.
like really, really expensive. That's why I did.
Yeah, but there's a reason they're really, really
'Cause
expensive.
they
And
need to
that
be
one was
quality.
really, really cheap.
It was old mold,
Yeah, moldy, moldy.
moldy moldy,
Yeah.
old moldy.
Well, that was our whole list.
No, hold on. I'll be right back in a second.
You'll be right back in a second.
Only 1 second.
Well, I will use that time to go urinate. Hey,
What?
I just got back.
I'm not done with my piano story. I need to tell you how fucking ridiculous it is.
Oh, wait, tell me how fucking ridiculous
So I
it is.
fucking take the whole goddamn thing apart, piece by piece by piece, and I just have prom after fucking prom after prom, and it's still not back together. And I've concluded that it doesn't matter how much work I do to it, it'll just be shitty forever. So I bought this like super lube stuff. It's for trombones. It's for the slide mechanism on it, and I put it on the keys, and it works great for a day. And I wanted to make sure that if I fucking do this whole piano with this super grease that it's not gonna fucking be tacky. I come back to it today, the keys barely move because
Nice.
it's all tacky. So
Nice.
now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna clean off all the rubber parts as best as I can and just put it back together. Should have never taken it apart.
Yeah. So, what you're saying is...
What I'm saying
learned
is-
your lesson.
Ambition does not mean that you can do it. Don't be like me. Don't take your piano apart unless you know that you can fix it. Or it's like if it's new,
Well,
you should be able to fix it. If it's old,
you know-
don't fucking do it.
Sometimes you have to run before you can walk.
Sometimes you have to just float around.
I find sometimes taking on a challenge outside of your skill range is the best way to improve.
Well, I know now. I know now that
Like,
it's,
I had
it's
never
hard.
built a computer before and I had no idea how, so I researched it a bunch. I
It's
managed to
adult
do it
Legos.
myself, and I know it's not that
It's
hard.
like
but the
Legos.
point is, I know what it is. It's slot A goes into slot B. It's like IKEA furniture.
It's the greatest.
But there's the difference between building a computer and IKEA furniture or Legos is there's no instruction book, so you don't know what stuff to put in what order, and you don't even know if it's gonna fit. And then you're like, hopefully yes. But anyways, it took me a while, but I learned a lot of stuff doing it. And if I were to do it again, I'd do it better. So if I had just said, "Oh no, I have never done it before. I don't know how to do it. I'll just pay for someone else to put it together for me," then I wouldn't have,
Well, then you'd be a
acquired
bitch.
additional skills. Exactly, that also.
Fucking
You
people
see what I
pay to
mean?
get their computers put together. Come
It's
on.
like when I get a new game and I decide to play on the hardest difficulty. And it's really tough. And I'm like, I'm gonna stick through it because I'm gonna get really good at playing on the hardest difficulty. And then before I know it, I'm playing the game on the hardest difficulty, having a lot of fun. Well, if I just went on normal or something, I probably wouldn't get any better the whole way through. I
Yeah.
started doing that recently. I'm like, yeah, encouraging myself by playing video games on hard. And I'm like, oh, my life is sad.
So sad. Do
Uh,
do 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 do.
That's the main reason I started playing Kerbal Space Program.
Because it's
That's the
fucking
first time I played it
ridiculous.
forever ago when I just blew stuff up. When I learned that you could actually do all the space stuff and it was really complicated, I was like, this seems way out of my league. And I was like, challenge accepted.
Let's get into orbit, and
And
then
now
that's
I
it.
can do stuff. Well, I can get into the orbit. I can go the Mun and Minmus easily. I've crashed on Duna a few times by accident. I am planning on going to another planet as soon as I can manage to make a ship
I
that
still
will do
can't
it.
get to the moon. I'm shit at it.
Yeah. I could help you learn how to get
Makes
to the
me
moon if you
physically
wanted
upset,
to.
but then I
you
realize I
want
don't
to.
care. I care so
Yeah.
little.
It's fun. Feels good when you finally land there the first time. You're like, yes, that impossible feat I always wanted. I finally get to fly around on the moon with RCS, low gravity. Oh, Minimus is so retarded. You go there and it's got like no gravity at all. Stupid. You can just fly everywhere you go with the RCS packs. There's no point in walking. You can land ships in the stupidest ways because there's like no gravity. Uh,
Sounds like a fun time.
I landed a rocket sideways and managed to flip it up and launch it from laying on the ground because the gravity was so low. Like the torque from the cockpit let me kick it up in the air. It was stupid.
I don't even understand how that works. Fucking cockpit. It's
The,
moving around.
the torque that the cockpits have. You know how you can move stuff
Yeah, I
even
know,
when
but
there's no controls.
to me it
and
doesn't make
goes.
any sense because I'm like, what?
Yeah.
The
And
fuck
I
does the
well
cockpit move?
well their excuse they made that originally because it's a gameplay thing. It makes it easier to control the game.
Yeah, obviously.
But what they've done now is they say it's what do they call that? A rotation wheel or whatever, a torque wheel. Do you know what those are?
Sounds
It's a
like
mechanical device that's this big round ring and it provides torque on something. They're real things. So it'll like move bits around inside of it really hard and fast. It'll provide torque in different directions. You know what I mean?
yep.
So their excuse now is they're saying that's just what's in the capsule, and all the capsules have built-in SAS. So the SAS units are now additional torque rings. So you can add them to different points if you want to have more torque on different parts of your ship, which is pretty cool. And the SAS is better, so now instead of just locking wherever it goes, then if you have it pointed somewhere and you want to turn to the right, you press the key to make it go to the right, and then when you let go, then it stays where it let go. So it's like it's adaptive, which is really cool. It makes it actually work goodly. So they've changed some stuff since
Goodly.
last time. You should try it. Yeah, goodly. But anyways, the thing I was gonna mention right in the beginning was they made it so you can toggle the torque on the cockpit if you want. So you can turn it off, and then the command module doesn't provide any torque, and you can just so which is kind of helpful on planes and stuff like that where you don't want that happening. Oh, and they also made it so when you use torque on SAS modules or cockpits, it uses power. So you actually need solar panels now.
I love solar panels.
Yeah,
I
they're the
love them
best.
so much.
Just try Kerbal again sometime.
I
It's
I
pretty
have.
fun.
I'm just get bored.
Lately, I've been trying to make a rover that can land on somewhere that is not Kerbal. Not having a lot of luck. Well, I probably could, but I always go for something stupidly ambitious.
Landed on the sun.
Yeah. Is our podcast over or what?
I don't know.
Or are we just
It's never over.
we're just talking about Kerbal now.
Curveballs.
Curveballs.
It's
Yeah.
It's 10:30 where you are. Almost.
Yeah, it is 10:30 where I am. It's also Friday though, so I can stay up as late as I want. Well, yeah, I guess if we're out of things to talk about, then we should.
What? Oh, okay.
All right, that's fine.
I don't understand.
You don't have to understand it.
Stop it. Your teeth are touching the microphone.
Well, but I like to.
You're gonna get electrocuted.
You're gonna get electrocuted. I already got electrocuted once. It was awesome. It wasn't awesome. That was a lie. I just said it because I wanted to seem tough.
From the streets.
Gotta get tough.
Shoot you.
Yeah. Well,
What?
I'm trying my best to think of like a sign off line.
I'm so spent from talking about the things I don't care about anymore.
Yeah, it's so spent.
I'm so
Okay.
spent like a bad coin in a bad
Well-
slot machine. Like a dirty, filthy nickel.
That was backtrack. Join us again next time when we will
talk
do
about
this again.
Talk about nothing.
Shut up.
This is not the time.
Shut the fuck up.
I don't want no. Ah!